What's up YouTube? It's JV Tech Fanatic and I'm back again with another video. As always, let me start by saying that I'm absolutely humbled that you're here with me today. I would be honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel, mashing that thumbs up if you like the content, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you know when the latest content is available. If you've been following my channel, I have been trying to complete the perfect smart home. And to me, the perfect smart home is an ecosystem that all is fluid and works together. So we started with the Samsung Q9 TV, then we went into the 4-door Flex, the brand new smart refrigerator by Samsung. Last, we went into the all-new Flex washer and dryer duo by Samsung. By the way, if you've missed any of that content, it's all on my channel. I'll leave it in the cards and I'll drop the links in the description. But today, no matter whether you want a smart home or you do not, there is something that you have to check out, and it is the 5.8 cubic foot slide-in Flex Duo range with dual door. Now, there's a couple things that you should know. One, it comes in stainless steel, or you can get it in their new black stainless. The second is, I don't know if you've noticed, but it has no back to it. This is designed to look like a countertop built-in range. So it actually sits above your granite or countertops, whatever you have, and it doesn't leave the gap that you would usually have. In addition to that, it just makes it look flush. Now, depending on the depth of your counters and the height, it is adjustable. So that is something that you might worry about, but you don't have to. There's adjustments. You can go up or down, and then they have extenders in the back. Today, we will look at the specs. We'll talk about the wattages. We'll look inside, and I will show you the touchscreen functions. This so far is beautiful. So let me get the rest of the plastic off on the outside and let's jump into this. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so we're back in. I got as much plastic off as I can for now up top. It's actually quite wrapped up down there. So anyway, let's start at the beginning. First thing you need to make sure is find out whether you have a 3-prong or a 4-prong plug. Here is a photo of how to wire it in the back if you're using the 4-prong. So just follow this chart here. Again, in the manual, you can look if you have a different one. Now, when you're installing this, and I'm just taking into account maybe you're doing it on your own, a couple things you want to keep in mind. The first thing is you need to measure the height. Because it sits on top, you want to make sure that you do not break your glass top, which could happen. There will be some plastic hard pieces in the corner that actually unscrew. Take those off, throw those away. Then you want to adjust the knobs on the bottom or the feet to the height needed before trying to push it back. I recommend tilting it forward, adjusting them, and then tilting it back, then slowly pushing it back. In addition to that, you want to make sure the distance between your countertop to the wall, because if you need to put in the spacer, you need to do that before, obviously, you push it back against the wall. Now, once that's all complete, you're pretty much ready to go. The next thing is that you need to take out all the paper inside, and you're going to have to run this. It says, and it will be right on the front, a big sticker that says that you need to run it at 400 degrees for an hour. And this is because there is a pungent odor from probably the chemicals in the metal or whatever it might be that comes out of this. I will tell you it took me about 3 hours, and what I finally did is I upped it to the max temperature and I just let it cook. And guys, I'll be honest with you, it's going to make your whole house smell like chemicals. Make sure that it's well ventilated. Get that smell out. If you don't, anything you put in there and cook, it's going to smell or taste awful, and it's probably dangerous. So don't forget to do that. Now, what is so cool about this stove? Well, the first benefit of this stove is the double door. Most stoves like this, they do it a little differently. This has 2 convection fans in it, and what I like about it is if you decide to use it as a single stove, you have double convection. If you split it into 2 stoves, you have convection on the top and convection on the bottom. Now, many stoves that have this feature only have it on the bottom, including the stove that I replaced. So I really like that feature. The next one is instead of having 2 separate doors, Samsung did something pretty cool. If you want to open this as one oven, you simply just pull it open. If you want to open just the top, there is a button right on the handle, and you open it. I think that is really, really slick, and it's a cool feature. But let's talk about some of the specs that make this what it is, okay? First off, this stove can run you as high as $3,000 before tax. You can get it on sale sometimes. I've seen it from $2,300 to $3,000 before tax. So it's not an inexpensive stove at all, but it's pretty cool. The next feature that I really like, LED blue lighting. I think that just looks beautiful. I really, really just think it makes it pop. Go ahead and shut that off so I don't burn. Again, you got the touch screen. We'll go over that in detail in a little bit. Next, let's talk about 5 burners, Wi-Fi connectivity, stainless steel, black stainless steel. It's slide-in. This is electric. Again, comes in gas. Ice blue lights. And then we want to talk about capacity. So total capacity is 5.8 cubic feet. And that is 2.4 on the up, 3.3 on the bottom. If you pull the divider out, then you get your full 5.8. Now I will say that my last stove had a bigger capacity, yet this stove actually has more cooking area. Samsung has done a great job, and we'll look inside, don't worry, about utilizing its space and putting its heating elements in areas that allows you more cooking room. As well as in the bottom, it kind of drops down and they have a drawer feature, so you can kind of stick items under and it has more room, but it's in a consolidated form. And the reason why I believe they did this, because if you get the basic stove that has the back, it's a little bit bigger cubic feet, but they needed to make this a countertop unit, which of course gives them a little less ability to be flexible. Now, Flex Duo Convection, the dual oven divider is removable. Temperatures. On bake, you can go up to 550 degrees Fahrenheit or 285 Celsius, and then down to 175 and 80 Celsius. The variable broil, you have low and high. Then you have convection bake, and convection roast, which go up to from 175 to 550 and 80 Celsius to 285 Celsius. 5 burners. It does have a warming drawer, and then of course the warming center. So the drawer on the bottom will keep stuff warm for up to 3 hours before you have to restart it. But again, you could do this all from your phone. Total number of racks that you get with this is you get 3. One of them I'll show you is a beautiful pull-out rack that you can pull way out. You do have, lights on the top and bottom. You do get the anti-tip bracket, delay start, kitchen timer. Wattage for the lights is 40 watts, and you get 2, one in top, one in bottom. The warranty is 1 year, parts and labor, and 5 years on the cooktop, which is pretty cool because my last stove was 1 year on the cooktop and the parts. So you're getting a little extra on the top, actually 4 years extra. That's pretty awesome. Wi-Fi, it does have the soft closed door, so it won't slam shut. It is true convection. Okay, so we're looking inside the oven. Now there's the booklet and our accessories. Go inside there, you can kind of see where the convection is. This is the bottom. There's the light.
Obviously I still have all the paper. As you can see, the bottom rack is kind of more of a drawer. That's pretty cool if you're baking. And then this is the divider that makes the magic happen so that you can make it a double stove. This is up top. As you can see, the second convection fan there, and the heating element is up top. And you can see all the drawer options there. And that is basically the inside. Let's quickly look at the warmer. Okay, very quickly here, it's just drawer. You open it. It's not that big, but it's good size. And again, this is the heating drawer. Quickly, just wanted you to see what it looks like without all the paper in there. This is one of the best features. This slide out rack makes it really easy to get to the product that you have in there that you're cooking. It slides in and snaps in very easily. The Flex Duo divider, a couple things that I've thought about with this is, one of the biggest benefits, as we all know, the bottom of the stove gets dirty. So if you're using the top and it gets dirty, you simply can pull this whole piece out and wash it. So that is a cool feature if you think about it. In addition to that, at first glance, it looked kind of smaller inside than I was used to, but what I found out is that they do a much better job keeping the heating element out of the way. So you actually have more cooking space than you realize. In addition to that, of course, if you pull the Flex out, you can have one oven, and then positioning the racks in the proper positions make a big difference, including that you could take out, maybe this rack, because the bottom rack is more of a drawer essentially. So though it looks like there's no room, when you pull it out, you have actually, a deep pocket that you can stick your food into, giving you much more room than it seems. And again, you can adjust these to any position, but I just wanted you to see what it looks like inside. And one last thing, I did not know this, but as you know, this is a pretty big piece. And my first thought was, well, when I use a single oven, I'm going to have to store this in a cupboard somewhere. Actually, that's not the case. In the warming drawer, Samsung thought of that, which I think is great. It actually has its own little slot to slide into, and I'll show you that. Really quickly, I already slid it in there. This is the divider. There's two little rivets. It slides right in. That's simple. And then, out of sight, out of mind. If you need it back, simply open the drawer, pull it out, and you're ready to go. That simple. Okay, taking a look at the surface, we have the fast boil option. This will give you 3,000 watts. Then we have the warming center, that's dead center in the middle here. That is 100 watts. Now, basically you have the right rear burner, which is 1,200 watts, and then you have the bridge burner. So the bridge gives you 1,800 and 1,800 in the back. And if you use the bridge mechanism, it gives you 2,600 watts. So very fair wattage. One thing you want to keep in mind is you actually want the pan to fit where you are using it. When you are selecting the size of the pan in the fast boil section, make sure that it fits inside the lines. That way you get the best cook. If you put it on the largest option and your pan is only, as small as this little circle here, that will actually affect the cooking. One thing they did with the stove that I find is pretty nice is they made all of those functions as far as being able to turn on the different elements or the size of the elements all on the knob. Let's take a look at that. So very quickly, as you can see, it says large, it says small. So when you push this in, that would be the large. And then of course you could just continue spinning it to get the middle and then the small. So all three segments are all on one dial. That is really nice. And of course, the blue LED is beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and turn all of these on so you can just get a quick look at the heating elements. There we go. Now I got them all on. As you can see, the bridge is lit up. The warming center, so you know, does not light up. It's only 100 watts, so that's kind of normal. And then I've got everything turned up for you to see. And let's back out a little bit, see if you can see these beautiful LED lights. Hi, there I am, but beautiful. Let's move on. One last thought about the cooking surface is, you know, different counter depth kind of comes into play when you're changing, you know, a range into a built-in look like this one. Samsung does provide an extender. As you can see, that black strip back there is an extender so that you don't have a big gap. That is another thing that they thought of. I didn't even realize would be an issue until I had it installed. As you can see, my granite strip stops, and because this doesn't have the back mechanism like most stoves do, they did put that there for you. But it also gives you a surface, you know, to put a decoration or whatever you want there. And if it doesn't bother you, then no big deal. Then you just leave it as so. But you don't have to worry about that gap. It is provided. Taking a look at this beautiful touchscreen. Now, this will take some getting used to because, you know, if you're used to hard buttons or even digital buttons, the touchscreen could be a little bit of a challenge. So be aware that you can get it down. You just got to work at it. Like I told my wife, I had to show her how to use it because it could be frustrating if you don't sit back and really pay attention how to use it. But really, everything you need is here, and you start that feature by pressing touch to wake up. As you can see, the board lights up. Now, you do not see any numbers yet because there is nothing picked as far as the oven goes. So, of course, you can use a single oven. That will only let you do that if you take the divider out. I have the divider in, so you can have upper or lower. When you press upper, you can pick bake, roast, broil. If we did roast, as you can see, all the numbers pop up here. You can also do delay start, cooking time. Your oven lights are there, and then start is right there. I will say this. One frustrating thing is there's not really a cancel button, okay? So as you can see, it has not started. If we just let this go, it will shut off. The screen will shut off and it won't start. So that is kind of something that you're going to have to get used to, and we can use your, you know, smartphone to stop it, but we'll get into that in a bit. But also, you have the warming drawer and the warming center. So on the warming drawer, if you notice, when I push in the middle, you get a blue bar, a second, and a third. So if there is blue bars on, the warming drawer is activated. If you press it one more time, it is not. The warming center for the top here, kind of confusing because if you press here, nothing happens. So you actually have to press on the word, then you'll see it pops up and you can pick which level you want it on. This has an off switch. So I'm not sure exactly why they didn't put in, you know, a cancel / off somewhere else here, but it is what it is. If I find something different, I'll let you guys know. But you go ahead, you pick what you want here, and then you would hit start. You hear it beep, and we're ready to go. Now, preheating, you can kind of hear the fan because, you know, the convection is on. Now, lower, same difference. As soon as you hit lower, you can pick what you want. You can put in your temperatures. Ready to go. Give you the beep. That's the temp. There you go. So now everything's going. You're all ready to rock. Come over here. Now you have oven off. So now you can cancel it. So as soon as you actually start it, you can cancel it. It will then go back to this screen, and you have to kind of get used to just letting it go, and eventually it will shut off. Now, on the app, the nice thing is it will tell you if any of your burners are on. Now, these are easy to know if they're on because, of course, they light up blue. But other than that, it's that simple. So just remember, no cancel, but when you start your temperature, one more time, we're going, we're preheating. Now you have the oven off. You go ahead, shut it off, and it is off. As you can see, it's not saying it's heating up, so you know it's off. You still have your clock options and your lighting available, so you could turn the lights on and off inside. Everything's still there, and then eventually it will just shut itself off. Including, guys, pay close attention to this. The child safety lock is a 3-second hold button there. And that is the touch control. The next thing is the smart function. As you can see, there is a Wi-Fi signal right here. When it is connected to Wi-Fi alone, the only ability you have is to see what is happening. You cannot make changes. In order to make changes, you have to press the smart control. As you can see, you have the little icon. Now I have full smart control with my Samsung SmartThings. Pretty awesome. It will show you if any of the burners are on. You can change the temp of the ovens. You can set favorites. You can put delay start. Pretty much everything you can do. We'll look at that right now. I'll show you how to set it up. It's really easy. But this is it for the touchscreen. Let's check out the smart features. Okay, so time for my favorite part, and that is connecting it to your SmartThings. First thing you need to do, let's see if we can get this to zoom in, is you need this app. There we go, the SmartThings app. Go ahead and open that up. As you can see, I'm already connected here, but at the very top of the screen where it says Add Device, you simply press Add Device. And if it does not automatically pop up, which it will, you go ahead and do it manually, and then you would click range. If you have to do it this way, it talks about getting your stove into AP mode. And I just want to show you this just in case you don't get it to work right away. Hopefully it will. What I recommend, make sure your phone or your device that you're using is on your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network, and make sure it's powered on and connected before you start your stove. Hopefully it will just pick it up automatically and make it easy. The second thing is that this little icon that, like I said before, must be on. If it's not, then it won't work. So what you would have to do after you manually pick on your phone the stove, you will hold this down, and eventually it will pop into AP mode. Once AP mode pops up, then your phone will continue on. It will connect to the stove. It will download the software that you need, and then it will take you back to your Samsung SmartThings screen, and you will be connected. But do not forget what I said about the 2.4 gigahertz, because if you're not on that network, it will not ever work no matter what you do. Okay, so now we're all connected. Maybe that might take about 5 minutes to complete or so, depending on your network. After you're all connected, you're ready to go. A few things that I want to go over with you. Like I said, this needs to be on, but I want to show you something. If you open your stove, it shuts off. Kind of frustrating, but that will automatically make it where you can only see what's going on. You can't really make adjustments. You would then have to come back and hit Smart Control. This is really a safety feature, in case your child came over and opened this and you weren't here. They don't want anyone sticking their hand in the oven, or, whatever the fact might be. It's just a safety issue. But now we're here. As you can see, talk about smart home, everything's ready to go. Everything is at a touch of a button, and it's so awesome. You got the range. Here's the washer and dryer that we talked about. There's the refrigerator, the TVs. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm kind of crazy about this stuff. But anyway, talking about the range, you have basically three options. They work independently because I have it in the dual mode. So if you click range, you're going to connect to the range itself. Now, this is pretty nice because it will let you make changes to the temperatures in your oven, but it will also warn you if something's on. Let me show you. Okay, you see how this is kind of highlighted in red? I just turned on the burner. So now we see, oh my gosh, there's a burner on. Got home. Next is the oven. So this is so awesome. You push it, it kind of will give you, an explanation of how to use the app. But you could change the temperature, you can set the time, you can also set up your favorite mode. Another thing that you want to take into consideration is this is how you'll know whether or not you have full smart control. You see how this says on? When the stove is open and someone shuts it off, it'll say that you can only see what's going on. You can't make changes. But right now we're connected. But there's a little drop down box right here, and you could pick, healthy cook. As you can see, it has some presets for potato, grilled chicken, or then you can just go to straight oven or convection oven. Once you hit convection oven, you set your temperature, your time, and then you just hit start. It says, are you sure? Yes. Look at that. How cool is that? So basically, this gives you so many things that, maybe you didn't think of before, but we got the holidays coming up. If you're, cooking a turkey or you're having a party, you could, set your oven without even being by it, which is nice. You could check on the time. If you're not home and you need to run to the store and, you're roasting a turkey, which maybe isn't the greatest idea to not be home, but you can actually, turn the temperature down or up because maybe you can't make it in time. Whatever the case may be, this actually is awesome. Now, another thing that I noticed about this is that this oven preheats very rapidly. The convection is awesome. I mean, those fans really blow. Everything that you can do on this stove, remember, you can do on your phone. Now, there is something to consider. If you have the gas model, for safety reasons, they do not let you mess with the range on the app. But other than that, guys, it's that simple. Download the Samsung SmartThings app, connect your phone or your tablet to the stove. You are all ready to go. And now you have the top and bottom. Let me just show you also. We can go ahead and set this here, if I can get that to work. And there you go. So now you can see we got the top and bottom working. That's it. How cool is that? Control your whole house on your phone. Really quick, I almost forgot something. Samsung did something that I feel is really cool, and they've done this on most of their new smart home appliances. They have come up with the self-check feature. Basically, as these get more techy, the cost of getting them diagnosed has gone up drastically. You no longer have to call someone out and pay them, that $125 service fee to find out what's wrong with your item. This self-check feature, which is found in the Samsung SmartThings app, and how to get there, as we looked before, you just press these three lines up here, and when you press these, you're going to get some new options. Okay? You go to the self-check, and it says, basically, are you worried? You hit start now. And this literally will scan your appliance to see if anything is malfunctioning. If this says there is not, hey, you just saved yourself some money, and you know that it's something that is, easily fixed, or maybe the door's not shut all the way, but this will tell you if anything is wrong. How cool is that?
Sums up the Samsung Electric Flex Duo. I'm so honored that you took the time to watch my video. Please don't forget to check out my other videos on the amazing smart home products by Samsung and many other brands. Don't forget, life is so short. Go out today and do something good for someone. Change someone's day by making them smile. Don't forget to love your family, love your friends, take care of each other. The world is a twisted place, and we are the only thing that can change it. I'm JB Tech Fanatic. I just want you guys to know I do YouTube for you and you only, which means if you have questions about this item or anything tech, I will try to help you as best as I can. Please reach out to me in the comments section, or you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at JB Tech Fanatic. I'm so honored again you're here. Thank you. I can't wait to talk to you in the comments and see you in the next video. Until then,